There is a new announcement in Canada, which is about the new process to get arranged job offer. So what does it mean for you? And what does this new process mean altogether? I have invited my special guest, Shafoli, to come and discuss this topic so that you guys are aware what's exactly happening in Canada. So without any further delay, let me invite Shafoli now. Hi, Shafoli. Welcome back again to Your Knowledge Buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Sarika. Thank you for having me again on your show.
Okay, so Shafoli, can you remind my audience who are you?
All right, so my name is Shafali Kapoor. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. In short, I am authorized by the Government of Canada to provide immigration consultation services to people who want to live a Canadian dream.
Okay, thank you very much. So what's happening in Canada? I heard about a new process to get arranged job offer. What's that?
Well, yes, there have been a lot of changes in a lot of programs, and the most recent update that we have is for obtaining job offers in Canada. I don't know if you're aware or your audience is aware. Most of the employers in Canada, when they have to hire a temporary foreign worker from outside Canada, they need to get an LMIA, which is also called as a labor market impact assessment, in order for the applicant or the temporary foreign worker to apply for a work permit. So majority of temporary foreign workers cannot get a work permit unless they have an LMIA. Unless, of course, the country that they belong to has a treaty with Canada or there's an LMI exemption that's going on. But majority need an LMI. So the Government of Canada has simplified the process of obtaining the LMIA for employers. Now, I always say this to all my clients is that LMIA is the employer's process. Always remember, once the LMI has been approved for the employer, the applicant then can apply for a work permit. So the process has been simplified to obtain an LMIA.
Okay. And do you think it will benefit our audience by any chance if this process is simplified?
Yes, because it will definitely help. Not just because the process has been simplified, also because it's going to save time for a lot of employers. They will not hesitate to participate in the program because they know that the process is much simpler. They don't have to go through that elongated and elaborated process, and I can go over that process as well in this video. So one, that will be a big advantage to the employers. The second advantage is obviously the shorter processing time. So if the employer is able to get the LMI pre-approved faster, then obviously the applicant who has to apply for the work permit will also be able to apply much sooner, rather than the current wait times of anywhere between 3 to 4 months easy to just get an LMIA, and then ultimately another 2 to 3 months to get a work permit.
And how can my audience find out who are those new employers or LMIA positive employers?
So before I go into how the employee can find out who the employer is, let me just briefly explain you what the process is going to be. It's a pilot program. It is a 3-year pilot, and it is going to be rolled out in phases. The first phase rolls out in September of 2023. So it's already rolled out. And then the next phase will roll out in January of 2024. The program is called Recognized Employer Pilot, which means that employers who have in the past 5 years already received at least 3 LMI approvals for the same occupation that they're applying for will be able to be recognized as, as an employer that is trusted, in simple words, trusted by ESTC. That employer has always complied with the requirements of the program, and hence they will automatically get a 36-month approval for getting more people, temporary foreign workers, under that particular LMIA for a period of, so that will be valid for 36 months. So that's the process. Right now, the process that most of these employers have to go through is to advertise for the position, to prove that there are no Canadians or permanent residents available to do the job. And then they have to make an application for LMIA, which takes about 3 to 4 months for approval. And then the applicant can apply for the LMI. So ESTC is going to take away that process and instead pre-approve employers who have been trusted by ESTC, and they can directly get the LMI approved for certain occupations faster. Now, not all occupations are going to be eligible for this. There are only certain occupations that will be eligible, which are considered under the shortage list of Canada. And if you allow me to share my screen, then I will, be happy to share the occupations that are considered in shortage and will be allowed to get the faster approval on LMIs. So that is the temporary foreign worker recognized employer pilot. Like I said, that people, only employers who've been recognized by ESTC will gain access to an LMI validity periods of 36 months, and if required, simplified LMI applications to hire additional workers in the future. The RDP will be rolled out in 2 stages. Stage 1 begins in September, like I said, and that is only for primary agriculture stream employers. And then stage 2 begins in January of 2024. The applications for both streams will be accepted until September of 2024. But the employers will get the LMI validity for up to 36 months. So they will be able to hire people up until 36 months. But so because it's a 3-year pilot, but applications under this program can only be submitted until September 2024. So the first phase 1 occupation list for agriculture workers are these, which is livestock laborers, harvesting laborers, specialized livestock workers, and farm machinery operators, and nursery and greenhouse laborers. So these occupations will be eligible to get, so the employers will be able to apply for faster processing of the LMIs valid for 36 months under these occupations. And then the phase 2 occupations are going to be these occupations: engineering managers. I don't want to go over everything because that's just going to elongate the video, but mostly in engineering, architecture, healthcare, as you can see, a lot of occupations in healthcare, because healthcare is in like huge demand in Canada. I'm scrolling down. And then we have some restaurant industry positions like food service supervisors, chefs and cooks. We have some police and other investigative officers, home support workers, light duty cleaners, meat cutters and butchers, retail store supervisors, again, and then some of the construction knock goods. Then, so these are all the trade occupations: transport truck drivers, motorcycle, all-terrain vehicle. And then these are all the agriculture knock goods again. And some people in the manufacturing and processing industries. So these are the occupations only. So we have an occupation list of almost 1,550 knock goods, but I think only about, probably looking at the list, I haven't calculated down the rows, but I'm thinking maybe about 50 occupations are approved.
Okay, good.
That can apply for the faster processing. And really, again, to sum it up, it's really not the employer who will get too much, or it's not the employee who will benefit directly from this process, but it's primarily the employer, and indirectly it is going to benefit the employee, because if the employer is able to get the LMI approved faster, and then once they apply for it, they can get a validity for 36 months. Then they just have to provide those LMIs to applicants and they can apply for work permits, right? So it encourages employers also to hire temporary foreign workers.
So that's encouraging news, I believe. And
it definitely is. Especially for me as an immigration consultant, I can tell, because I work with a lot of employers, I can tell that the biggest concern the employer has, oh, but I need the person now. Like, I have the shortage in my business now. How do I wait for 6 months to bring somebody? So this is something that's going to help Canadian businesses and also the applicants who are looking to apply for work permits. I'll give you an example. Sometimes people are already inside Canada on visitor visas. For them, it's very beneficial that they find an employer who has an LMI approved, then they can just go and apply for a work permit. You asked me before I started explaining this process, how will the employees find out that the employer is pre-approved? So on Job Bank, the applicants will be able to find out the status of the employer. They will know if the employer has been pre-approved for such if they are recognized employers by ESTC. Again, we don't know how it's going to work out just yet because it's still in that rolling out stage, but we'll have more information on it with experience, when they actually roll out this program and we're able to see who all are eligible. Because agricultural employers can apply now, but the rest of the employers can only start applying in January. So applications will start in January.
Yeah, good. I still see this is a very positive news for all the people who are planning to move to Canada. And I think, Shafali, thank you for coming and updating us always with a lot of things which is happening in Canada now. And I think people will get jobs faster because I think things will move faster now and they don't have to wait for longer, like 6 months or even 8 months, which I hear from my audience. Thank you very much, Shafali, for coming and updating us with the new updates in Canada. And thank you guys for watching the video till the end. I hope you found this video useful and see you guys soon with my next video. Till then, keep learning.
Bye-bye.